out is 3, 6. I'm shaking the whole thing when I write. That's got to be annoying to watch. Hunter. I didn't mark Hunter absent. I don't see him. Ooh, that was a wavy line. All right, so first thing we're going to talk about is the dimensions of a matrix. And we describe the dimensions by its rows, by columns. So if I were to ask you for the dimensions of A, what would you tell me?
2, 3.
How many rows are there? 3 rows. How many columns?
2.
2 columns. So it would be a 3 by 2. Rows are left, right. Columns are up, down, right? Okay. What about this one? Two rows by 3 columns. So it would be 2 by 3. All right. So let's talk about how we know if we can multiply them. This next little piece kind of seems confusing until you start multiplying them, and then you understand why it's done this way. This is not multiplication right here. This is just telling me if I can multiply them or not, okay? So if I look at this, to multiply, the columns in the first one must be the same number as the rows in the second one. Okay, so when I look at this one, the rows and the columns of this one are the same as the rows of this one. Do you agree? Which means that they could be multiplied. The other thing you should note is that these outside numbers give us the new dimensions of our solution matrices or matrix. Okay. Questions so far? So So the inside two numbers will tell me if I can multiply them. And then if I can, then the outside two numbers tell me the new dimensions. Okay? Okay. So let's look at example 1. So the first thing they're asking me is if I have matrix A and matrix B, A being a 3x4 matrix and B being a 4x2 matrix, can I multiply them? So if I have A as a 3x4 times B, who's a 4x2, can I have AB?
Yes.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to check is here. Are these the same?
Yes.
So can I multiply them? Yes. And if I can multiply them, what are my new dimensions? 3x2. Very good so far. Okay. Alright, so we're going to look at matrix A is a 5x3 matrix, and matrix B is a 5x4 matrix. So I have A as a 5x3 times B, that's a 5x4, and I want to know, can I have AB? And when I look right here, that tells me no, so this is not defined. AB is not a defined matrix.
They're not defined to me like no solution.
Sort of, yeah. They can't be multiplied. Okay, questions? Okay. So let's look at actually multiplying the matrix. I'm sorry, did you need me to go back?
Oh, no, it's okay.
All right, so to multiply matrices, yesterday it was so simple. It was just like the corresponding parts of the matrix just made it all easy, right? But this one has a little more complication to it. So if I have matrix A, like I did yesterday, was A, B, C, D. And I want to multiply that by matrix B, which was E, F, G, H.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you. Sorry. It's delayed there. All right. So you ready? This first position is row 1 and column 1. This first position here is going to be row 1 and column 1. A E plus B G. A times E plus B times G. Okay? Row 1 and column 1. Okay? The second position here is going to be row 1, column 2. AF plus BH. A times F plus B times H. With me so far? It's just a I mean, there's. What do you mean you're not with me? Do you see what I'm doing?
I just don't get why you're going down. That's the part I don't get.
Rows and
I said
columns.
rows and columns. Row 1 by column 1. Row 1 by column 2. Now we're gonna go row 2 by column 1 and row 2 by column 2.
Okay.
There's no why. That's what the pattern is to multiply it. All right, so row 2, C times
G.
E plus D times
G.
G. Note here, look here, EG. This is our column, right? So everything's EG in this column. Yes? All right, now row 2 by column 2.
C.
CF plus
TH.
DH. Yes?
Yes.
No? Yes?
Yes.
No. Riley, you good? Sure? I know you want to know a why. There's no why. You just got to follow the pattern. Okay? Sometimes there's no why. There's just rules. It's like your mom tells you, right? You don't have to know why I say so. You just got to do it. That's what my mom always told me. That's what math does sometimes. All right. Does everybody see? Row by column fills a spot. Row by column fills another spot. Yes? Okay. So let's look at some examples. I think with numbers, it'll start like going, okay. We're going to start simple. We're going to start with just 2 by 2s. All right, so looking at this one, I want to multiply x times y. And x is what size?
2 by 2.
2 by 2. And y is what size?
2 by 2.
Okay, everybody agrees we got a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2. So can they be multiplied?
Yes.
Yes. And what are they going to result in?
A 2 by 2.
A 2 by 2. So everybody's got that part, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whew, that did not go so well earlier today, so I'm really excited that you guys get that. They were getting this part, but not getting the first part. The first part was just stumping. Okay, so if these can be multiplied, then I'm going to take x, which is 6, -3, -10, -2, and multiply it by -5, -4, 3, and 3. Okay. You said I'm going to end up with a 2 by 2 because I'm going to multiply this row by 2 columns, and then I'm going to multiply this row by 2 columns. Does everybody agree? Okay. So I've got 6 times who?
-5.
-5 plus
-3.
-3 times who? 3. Okay. So that was row 1, column 1. Yes? Now who? 6 times -4 plus,
Negative. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, -3
times
times 3.
times 3. Does everybody see where those numbers came from? We good? Some of you give me nothing. Nothing. All right, now what?
Negative 10 times negative 5.
Uh-huh.
Then
Plus
negative 2
negative 2
times 4.
times
negative-
3.
oh,
Column.
okay, yeah.
Row by the column. That's where things get a little bit tedious. You see why this little step is kind of important, whereas when we were adding them, we didn't have to really show this step, right? It would have been silly. This step's really important on these. All right, now I've got,
Negative 10 times negative 4.
uh-huh,
And then negative 2 times 3.
uh-huh. Okay, and then lastly, I just need to add these things together. I'm going to simplify them. So I have negative 30 minus 9. Negative 30 plus negative 9. Negative 30 plus negative 9.
Oh, you want to, yeah. Negative 30.
39. Negative 24 plus negative 9.
33.
50 plus negative 6.
44.
And 40 and negative 6. 34. And there's my new 2 by 2.
Okay.
All that results in this itty bitty thing. Questions right here. This is a good time for them. Okay, let me let you try one then. All right, you're going to find UV if U is 5, 9, negative 3, negative 2, and V is 2, negative 1, 6, negative 5.